Here are some tips to consider if you'd like to compose your own music or try some improvisation. As per what I noticed in Flower Power, the piece I played for you recently, and that piece used a lot of broken chords in the right hand. It followed a few rules which I've noticed are quite handy for improvisation. For example, rule number one that this piece followed was stay on just the white keys, only use the white keys. Rule number two was have your movement in the right hand and don't move so much in your left hand. And that's a good rule to have. Another rule was have some repetition. This piece had a lot of repetition. It picked a rhythm and it stayed with it. You don't have to do that, but it's an approach to consider. And the broken chords that the right hand used were three. They were C major broken chord, G, E, C. Normally a chord would be played simultaneously, the notes simultaneously, but we can also do broken chords and play the notes individually. So we had C major chord as G, E, C, D minor chord A, F, D, we had a sus chord G, F, D, and that was it for the right hand until the end where we played an arpeggio. And then the left hand, most of the time we used the C penta scale, so 5 notes plus 1, C, B, A, G, F were the main notes in the left hand, and the jumping about allowed us to keep our hand in this position. We could go from C to A, from C to B, we could go from C to G, we could go from C to F, but our hand stayed stationary. So it's mainly the right hand that has movement. So I recommend you experiment, try these rules. In Flower Power it looked a lot like this. It got locked in a rhythm of play one note with the left hand, play a broken chord with the right hand, go back and forth. You don't have to play the same rhythm throughout your piece. It's one approach. Experiment and record yourself, video record yourself, because this will be spontaneous, so you won't remember what you've done.